Good morning, everyone. So today I would like to present um, a short presentation about the lessons spoken without words. So those are the lessons that we can learn from animals. Something that we do not talk about much or enough. Um, Animals are extraordinary souls, and they can teach us quite a lot in the way they behave, in the way they are, the way they relate to each other. Um, so yeah, because well, in this world where we live in, for the mankind at least, we talk constantly um, without stopping. But animals offer something quite different. One could say that lessons whispered, not preached. They do not preach by giving lectures. I do not educate really like going to schools and things like that, but something else. They carry like an ancient great wisdom in the way they move throughout the day, in their quiet certainty, and just in their simple presence. Um, so they are like like a remembrance of who we were once before we forgot to simply be. Um, that's a beautiful way of saying. So, yeah, I mean, they talk between themselves. They are languages that we do not understand, of course. But yeah, mostly they are quite like instinctive. Um, doesn't mean that they do anything that they wish. They also have like communities, and they have rules, like unspoken rules, or maybe spoken, we don't know, between themselves. And yeah, and they each have their own personality, and they are not machines. I mean, yeah, they are not products. They are like us. They've a soul, an awareness, consciousness. Um, they are like a soul inside a body. So they also have a brain. They have senses. They feel pain. They feel pleasure. They feel scared and fear, and they strive to survive in this world. Especially nowadays, for them it's extremely hard with what mankind has done to this planet. And yes, we may try to learn from them. Um, there are many like people who love to watch birds, and yeah, why do we love to watch birds? It's like it's fun. I mean, watch them from a distance. I mean, not in cages, of course. Cages are just very cool, but in the nature, like letting them be in nature and then just observe them, how they behave in nature is wonderful. Um, each species has its own peculiarities, and it's also like subspecies. Yeah, like birds, there are so many types of birds, and each one has its different way of being, of interacting. They are not just they do not behave all like the same. And yeah, it's so wonderful to watch them. And also animals in general in nature. So they live yeah, in presence, and they do not rush through life. They have no plans for tomorrow or replaying yesterday. They are not elsewhere lost in worry or anticipation. Um, they really are very mindful being. That's exactly what we are trying to do or to be, isn't it? We always try to be in the present moment, not in the past, not in the future. And that's why that's what animals do like perfectly. Of course, they do have some planning, like they plan their home, like birds. They plan their nests, but it's really very instinctive. It's not. It's done in a very mindful way. And yeah, so they are really in the here and now. They are fully absorbed in the warmth of the sun on their backs, everything the texture of the earth beneath the paws. And yeah, their breath rising and falling, everything. Um, it's like really they are really in the here and now again. And yeah, so they live in the present moment. One could say something that we really want to do. So many mindfulness books talk about the here and now and being in the present moment, and while meditation is kind of like that, what we are supposed to be. But we have so much trouble to do it because we have so much thoughts. Yeah, thoughts about the past and the future, especially, and about what we wish to do, the desires that we have, and we are constantly thinking about those, and we are also worrying all the time. And animals are very simple, very pure, very innocent. Mm. It's not a practice for them, it is something that they basically are. Um, it's their life, it's moment by moment. So that is beautiful. Um, we can see this with dogs. I mean, many of us have dogs, and they are so sweet. And they just love to be, yeah, in the here and now. They love to be with humans. They love the interactions. And when they are with humans, they are fully here. They do not think about anything else. They are very loving and compassionate themselves. They want to like please us, and they are just like angels. Um, so yes, so this is something that we can learn from them is to live in presence, live in the present moment. But still, I mean, they live in the present moment, and they have a moral code. They will not just harm people just to harm them. I mean, people like anyone, animals or not animals. So, yeah, one lesson learned. And yeah, so animals are very innocent, um, but not because they are weak or unaware. They are innocent because they do not harm for pleasure, for status, or for profit in any way, shape, or form. Um, they do not strive to, yeah, to harm anyone. They just are. And they only take what is needed. They eat when hunger calls, and then stop when it is satisfied. They do not eat all the time unless they are hungry all the time or not enough food. But they just eat and then satisfied for a very long time. And yeah, they do not invent cruelty or justify violence. And yeah, they do not have weapons, except of course for the carnivores. One could say the weapon is their thieves, but that's about all they have, and they use it to survive, not to. It's not because they are cruel; it's because they need to survive. Basically, that's how their physiology is made. Yeah, it is innocence is not ignorance; it is clarity. So yeah, so that's one thing that we can also learn. And they have very strong family bonds, but without kind of ownership, like we do, one could say. So they love, well, they have a lot of love, but they do not have contracts. So they do not dominate other species. Even towards their own, they do not have this mind attached to those they cherish. So they protect them with all their strength. Still, they have it's a different kind of love. It's true love. It's like we should have. Like we should really truly love people, but without ownerships, without believing that they are mine, and this creates a lot of jealousy and bad emotions, negative emotions. But animals are much purer, and they will firstly protect their young. Um, they will not be afraid to face danger to protect them and those they care about. And they also grieve their deaths, and with a death that defies explanation. So, yeah, elephants, they even return to touch the bones of departed family members. And they recognize each other over across time, remembering scent and voices even after long separation. So they are like us. They are not, again, they are not just machines and products, which we often depict them as. They are very, very wise and yeah, and beautiful creatures, beautiful people. So yeah, for them, like love is a responsibility. So it's a commitment to care and to defend and to remain present. It's never about possession or control. It's about yeah, showing up again and again and again. And that is something that we can learn from them. Um, then they have a great joy without accumulation. So animals that do not accumulate stuff, they live really in the present moment. Um, humans have the tendency to accumulate hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of objects in their homes to themselves, and that doesn't make much sense. This actually gives us a headache. Each object is like crying for attention, and animals are not like that. Animals are extremely simple. They live. They just need um, whatever they have. I mean, happiness is their greatest joy, basically. They do not try to have more things, more status, or more validation. Only to be in the present moment. That's their joy. So again, there's no trophies needed, no hoarding of experiences. They do not compare to what others have. Just being alive, just a celebration of being alive. Of yeah, when we see dog also um, running in the field, he's just happy, or she is just happy. Um, and any animal is like that. Not only dogs and cats. I mean, dogs, they showcase their happiness we can more easily see than maybe cats. Um, but yeah, they're wonderful beings, and all beings, all other animals are the same, like cows, pigs, goats, horses. All of them love to be happy, but unfortunately, we do not let them. And chickens too. Chickens are very funny beings, but again, what we do to them is horrendous. So yeah, so let's learn from them. It's this joy without accumulation. It's the true minimalism. When that is what minimalism is all about. Is only having what we really need at the present moment, um, and enjoying that, of course. Not more, not less. Um, yeah. So don't we accumulate so many stuff which we really don't need? We accumulate like thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of books, um, CDs, movies, all kind of objects that we bring from all over the world, and we accumulate in our house, and we never let go. It's like we are attached to them as if they are our precious. But this creates a lot of issues, not only for us but also for the world, because we do not share what we have. Even though we do not need it, we hoard it in our houses. Um, like clothes, many of us have hundreds, if not thousands, of clothes, and we do not need 99% of them. We never wear them, and we could give them to charity or to people who really need it. And but we do not do it often enough. We just like to accumulate before one possible occasion in the future which will never happen. So let's learn these lessons from the animals to have joy without accumulation. Um, they really have the minimum they need. Like birds, they have their nests, they have their partners, they have their childrens, they have the chicks, um, and the food that they try to get every single day. And basically that's it, and their community, and like the protection of themselves and of their youngs and their family and community. So that's basically what they have. Like each animal is almost the same, and that is wonderful. So simple. So one could say basic, but not really basic, but basic in the good sense of the words. Um, let's learn from them. And yeah, then they have just whatever they need, but no excess. They do not chase for endless appetite, and they do very simple stuff. They eat and then they rest. So they move with purpose, and then they pause in stillness, and also they play games, of course. So they also enjoy very much playing games. Um, And yeah, so they do not have any excess in this appetite. So there's no pride in accumulation, no identity built on consumption, or to take more than necessary. Like a lion feeds and then he lies down for days. Then a squirrel also gathers enough, not everything, just enough for him or her and their families to survive winter and to just be happy. So again, enough is enough, and that is something that we should really understand. Um, that this is actually abundance. Abundance is not having hundreds of thousands of objects. It's just having a couple of objects that we really need and also wish. I mean, we can of course enjoy the objects. It's not like monks or nuns would not have to go to that end, but only to have object with purpose, with that each object that enters our house is a choice, is a real it's a real choice, it's a real commitment that we really want that object in our life instead of always gathering more and more and more and creating issues for ourselves, for this world, because this world is not limitless, it has limited resources, but we gather too much from it. So yeah, there's like a deep satisfaction in sufficiency that excess can never provide. When we have excess in anything, we know we are not really happy. And yeah, so they live also without resentment. They do not keep score of past hurts. Also, they have friends, of course, but if an animal hurts them, then they will forgive them. They will just move on, and because they have other things to care about survival. And yeah, when harm resists, then they return to life, and a fight between two animals ends. Then within hours, they may be friends again. There's no grudges, no thinking about he or she did this to me for days, weeks, months, years, lifetime. So they are again very forgiving one another. Um, they hold only the instincts to keep like living, to move forward, basically, to let what has passed remain in the past. Um, yeah, one cannot even say it is like forgiveness because they have no necessary this concept. They do not need it. They simply just not clinging to what no longer serves them, serves their survival and peace. So that's a great lesson that we can learn from them. Because well, many of us have this resentment sometimes of people um, for a very long time, and we cannot let go of it, and we remember the past. Doesn't mean that we are like weak. Of course, we should. Um, we should defend ourselves and be mindful of what others are doing, and not just like be like weak in any sense. Knowing what to do at the right time. It doesn't mean that we are not careful and thinking, but we do not resent. We do not. We wish well to all, and without thinking about the past, just no resentful. We wish well even yeah, to those that are difficult with us, to us, so that we do not think about it all the time, and we don't have like resentment. We just can be much more, yeah, like have empathy, try to understand everyone. Um, but of course, doesn't mean that we excuse everything. And yes, so there's no also cruelty for its own sake. They don't they don't want to hurt anyone really, for no reason at all, like we do with bullfighting or dog fighting, or even hunting and fishing. Like humans are not supposed to do either of those. Um, and many, like when we go to some like stores, we can see hunting and fishing under sports and hobby. That is absolutely an incredibly low negative idea. Uh, like we may do it like for yeah, we believe it's a sport or hobby, something that is very peaceful, to go in the wild and fish innocent ocean people from the ocean, and believe that that is very peaceful and great way to pass time. But it's absolutely also horrendous. Basically, we kill in order to kill. It's like cruelty for its own sake. And we do not need to hunt. We are not carnivores, not even omnivores in our bodies. That's another story. We are more like frugivores or herbivores, like elephants, like gorillas. Um, very very peaceful and basically vegans. Um, so like elephants, they do not go and go into hunts, do not hunt other creatures. They yeah, they live without hunting, but some, of course, some species do hunt, but that is because that's their bodies requiring it. The body are made such that they do not have any choice, and they do not hunt for pleasure. They hunt for survival basically. And once they hunt, they can like they can eat what they hunted for a long time, like lions, possibly for days. Um, they're not greedy. They do not go and hunt this, and hunt this, and hunt this, and gather all, and then and like that. So they hunt. They do it so for purely for survival, yeah, for being able to live, basically. Um, and yeah, so they chase death rather with death or escape, but never with torture, never with prolonged suffering, just for amusement. There's no cruelty, so to speak, woven in the fabric of their existence. That's important to understand. Um, Again, like us, like we may like bullfighting, for example, in humans. That's quite incredible um, practice. I'm not sure how this can be still legal in the world in several places. We just kill in order to be amused. Even there's an arena and people cheering, and the and it's absolutely terrible. And then we do it just for cruelty for its own sake, basically. Um, and that's very negative. But animals are not like that. So if they need to hunt, then they hunt. But even then, it's only for specific species, not for all species. Again, herbivores and frugivores, they do not do that. And we are an herbivore, frugivore species. So what we do is very unnatural. It would be like elephants going and suddenly starting to hunt other animals or cows. Would we? That would be strange, isn't it? Seeing cows suddenly go and hunt animals and then eat animals. That would be quite shocking, and it will never happen because each species is doing what it's supposed to do, and we are a species of herbivores and frugivores for our entire body. That's our physiology is not. We are not carnivores, and we are not even omnivores. Um, and yeah, so that is a lesson that we can learn from animal again. That cruelty is not natural. It is something that we've been taught and learned through systems that normalizes what should normally horrify us. Um, but what we've learned can be unlearned. We can just choose differently. So animals are like our silent teachers. There are some indigenous communities in the world that really treasure the animals very much. Um, like each animal has its own. It's like there are totems, and they represent qualities that are like beneficial and good. And yet they do not ask us to be, they do not ask to be followed. So do not preach or demand our attention. They are simply they are living truths without apology or explanation. Um, so they remind us of something that we have maybe forgotten. They teach without words, um, showing us through their very existence what it means to live with integrity, presence, and grace. So they have like gentleness, they have balance, only taking what is needed, they have humility. They do not try to dominate anyone else, any other species, or prove any superiority. And yeah, they know their place in the web of life. They are part of something that is something larger. So yeah, so maybe it's time that we start to learn from them. So yeah, so animals are not here to be used, and they are here to be met. They're not resources to extract from. They're not object for convenience or entertainment. Um, we do not need to hunt them. For sure, we do not need to fish them out of the earth. Um, what we do to them is very unnatural, something that we did not do in the very past. And they live live their own for their own purpose. So they have their own sacred rights to exist. And they do not ask too much for much. Only that we listen um, to what their lives teach, to what their presence offer. That we remember that we share this world, that we coexist, we do not dominate, that we are not separate from the natural, from nature, but we are woven into it. So all we need is like an invitation to simplicity, to witness, to honor, to learn, and to let their quiet wisdom reshape how we move forward our days. And yeah, that would be wonderful just to remember who we are, who we once were. Um, And what is our place in nature? Our place in nature is to protect, not to dominate. Is to coexist with nature, with all the animals. We need to protect nature, to protect them, to protect all of nature, all species. But what we do to them is terrible. We do not dominate, we do not coexist, we dominate. Um, each time we eat anything that comes from animal, or the animal agriculture, we enforce our domination over them. Um, we are supposed to be the protector of nature, not its destruction. That's our that's our instinctive nature that we have completely buried inside our hearts, and it's time to let that beauty go. Like not go, but reveal itself. Um, we are not supposed to eat animals or any of their secretions. It's completely unnatural. Um, the only reason we can eat is because we cook the food, and other people are doing the horrible stuff for us, so to speak, indirectly. And we never pause and think about what we do, what we eat, what we put in our mouths. Has a really great implication um, on the on the world, on the animals. Um, yeah, again, we're supposed to be like pandas, like Bambis, like elephants. Um, we are not carnivores. We are not omnivores. We are not supposed to, yeah, to eat the flesh of other animals. We are disgusted when we see this. Like when we see a dead animal on the street, it's really very. It doesn't attract us for sure. It doesn't. We don't want to eat it. We are very sad. We feel empathic. Like whoa, what happened? So sad. But then, we could do that while eating an hamburger and not realizing that basically we are eating what we are seeing, but in a different form. It's only because it's a different form. We do not see the blood there, not much at least, that we believe it is okay, but it is not okay. And we should restore nature to what it was in the past, a beautiful heavenly place, and yeah, filled with beauty and wonderful things. Um, and we should stop to deforest the world. And most of it, I believe 80% of the Amazon is, what is being deforested is because of the animal agriculture. That's a gigantic percentage. And not only the Amazon, but also the oceans. We destroy the oceans. We take all the fish. So much fish is either extinct or almost extinct. The species, and we do not need to do it. It is just humans' ego, humans' desire to again dominate. We always come back to this concept. We want to dominate the world. We have excess in excess. We do not live with only what we need. Well, we want to have way more than we need. That is kind of I don't think like one could say it's human nature, but I don't believe that's human nature. It's human habits um, that is passed down through tradition, through through education. Um, Education it's also to change, but yeah, it's a big subject. that would be great to go back to our own kind, compassionate nature that we all have. It's not that we don't have it. And we can learn a lot from the animals, from how they behave, how they do. Again, they never do cruelty, they never cruel in order to be cruel. Yeah, if well, whatever they do is do for survival, basically. Something that we do not do, certainly do not do. We do not need to eat any animal flesh or secretion or milk or dairy or cheese or honey or fish or eggs. This we do just because we have this habit and tradition that we do it. It's not something that we need to do. It's not something in our physiognomy. That's why we are all very sick, because we do not eat what our species is supposed to eat. And yeah, it's not me who's saying that. True doctors say that, medical doctors. You can watch Forks Over Knives, the documentary, to understand better. You can learn from the Physician Committee, which is a lifestyle association of medical doctors that that use lifestyle to heal and to prevent, dare I say, most common issues that people face. Through lifestyle, we can heal many issues, and we can especially prevent most issues. Because one follows the other. Like if we smoke, then we have a much bigger chance of having like a lungs cancer, and one leads to the other, basically, or lungs issue or health issues or respiratory issues. So one follows the other. But this is very like we know that now, and we know that smoking is poison. In the past, maybe we didn't know that, so people smoked, and even around people. Now it's no longer permitted, most of the world. So it's time also to learn that animal based food is also poison to us. But we have not yet learned this. So it's not poison in the sense that we will immediately have major issues and be admitted to hospital. It can take a long time. It's like very slow kind of poison that maybe take a couple of years to manifest, but manifest it will. And it causes so much issues, like heart attacks, or the heart issues. They mostly come from animal-based food, and certain cancers too. Diabetes come possibly almost entirely from food, especially diabetes type 2, which can be fully reversed through a whole food plant-based diet. But how many doctors talk about it? Very few, because very few are actually learning this in school. So medical school do not teach that, unfortunately. They just teach to give pills to issues. That's all they do. Instead of preventing all the issues, even curing through natural means. But thank God there are now doctors who understand this and follow the right path, all the lifestyle medicine doctors. It's a wonderful, wonderful path for doctors, because doctors, well, why does one become a doctor? In order to heal people. And then one can be disillusioned when one starts to learn about it and to go into practice. That basically one doesn't really heal. One heals. One doesn't prevent any of the issues. One just tries to heal through pills a lot of time, instead of real food, eating a whole food plant-based diet, which can heal many. I'm not saying that doctors are not right in one should go to a doctor if one has any issue. Of course, I'm not against doctors, but they kind of heal once the sickness is there instead of preventing it in the first place. And how to prevent it, especially is a lifestyle, especially food. Food is one of the most important thing. Eating a whole food plant-based diet or vegan diet is can prevent most issues, most health issues. Wouldn't we want that in any time of our life, young, middle, old age? We want to be healthy. We don't want to have so many issues that most people have. And this comes down to food, to what we eat, to all this meat and eggs and cheese and fish. They create so much sicknesses inside of us. They are like poison, but poison that we do not. Unfortunately, we do not know they are poison because it takes some time before they manifest. They eat us slowly by slowly. At the same time, we can also reverse many things. Once we go whole food plant-based, we can heal in a surprisingly short amount of time. But we need to recognize it and we need to accept it. Some people prefer to take pills rather than being healed. And yeah, so what can we do? So again, let's learn from the animals how they behave in nature. They're wonderful. They're wonderful teachers that we should learn from. And again, protect with all our might all species. Also to protect ourselves also, because without animals we would like not survive. So we need the animals also to have like a natural balance in nature. It's extremely important. Like forests, they are the lungs of the world, but also oceans, they are also the lungs of the world, possibly even bigger, much bigger than forests, but both are very important, and we are destroying them. And yeah, with a recurring theme always for animal flesh or their secretion. Again, something that we are not naturally born to eat or drink. We're not supposed to. Physiologically speaking, at the very least, and whatnot with all the other reasons. We do not need to because we can thrive on plant-based. Anything plant-based is wonderful for us. So much plant-based wonderful food that also tastes like meat or fish or even eggs. So even if we crave for the taste, we can have it from plants. But yeah, we should reflect on that. So yeah, so this is the last slide of the presentation. I hope you enjoy it and maybe it brought some ideas, some concepts that maybe one does not think about it. Like one rarely thinks about what one can learn from animals. The lessons to be learned. It's a wonderful concept, wonderful thing to to think about, to reflect upon. That animals are wonderful beings, wonderful souls, each with their own personality, and each one we can learn from. And we should, one of the main, like, kind of the goal of all those presentations is to try to convey this message that animals are not products, that we are not here to dominate animals, we are here to coexist. And that not only coexist, that we should protect them, like kings and queens, like good kings and queens, not dictators, who wishes well to their subjects, so who are wise and kind and compassionate and empathic. That's what we should be to the animals, and they depend on us, especially nowadays. They need us. They need us to care. They need us to be there for them, to protect them, and to not destroy their homes, basically, like we do. And yes, of course, again, it's not only land animals, the ocean animals as well. Same thing. We do not need fish. Fish is not our food, never has been, never will be. But we somehow started to fish, and then it became what it is today. That's why I say we should not even start it. Some may think that, okay, I eat 1 or 2 fish, it's okay. I fish 1 or 2 fish, and then this 1 or 2 becomes 10, then hundreds, and 1,000, and that's become an industry. And then before we know it, trillions of sea creatures are killed per year. So we should not even start it. We should live on a plant-based diet. And we can live on plant-based diet in almost all places on Earth. It's just a replacement of the animal protein with plant-based protein. And protein is protein. We can have proteins from anywhere. So what we believe like omega-3 we can get from different places, from algae, like kelp, I believe also like chia seeds or flax seeds. So there are many ways to replace all those products which are not products, and they are not even food. We cannot eat fish raw. Maybe some do, but like 99.99% will not eat any meat or fish raw, because we cannot, because we're not supposed to. If we see like bears, they will eat fish raw. They can. That is in their physiognomy. And yeah, like lions, well, they can eat meat with the blood and everything raw. They do not need to cook it, because that's their natural physiognomy. Humans cannot do that and are not supposed to. And it's only because of cooking that we can, that the chemistry becomes something that we can consume. Doesn't mean that it is natural, that we are supposed to. So, so thank you for watching. And yeah, again, I hope it was useful for you and for all the animals. We want the animal to thrive, to be free, to be happy, to live their lives in harmony, and to be considered as living being worthy of living and of having their own life, and to live in freedom, in peace, and in protection. So let's protect all the animals around the world. And we can start with ourselves by going plant-based. That's the first step. And then we can go even further, like being very careful where we walk, about insects, protecting insects, protecting all beings, not going to circuses who have wild animals in them, and not going to big aquariums, which is like cages for the animals, not wearing animal skin for no reason at all, just for fashion. We can do so much more than even just the diet. But diet is the first and most important thing possible. That has the most impact. So many animals saved when one person goes vegan or plant-based. So many animals are saved just by us not participating in this war. And time to change. Time for a silent revolution. Time for the kindness, compassion revolution to come. And there's no better time than the present. And something that we can learn from animals also, to be in present moment. So we need to change now, and we can change now. Let's not think I will do it in tomorrow, a week, month, year, 10 years. Let's change now, even by a little bit. Maybe just start with one meal, being vegan, fully vegan. And then maybe increase it by slowly, but not too slowly. Maybe every week or month, then something other, that one let go. And then maybe after 3 months, one will be vegan without any issue. So for some they can go directly, some need a little bit of time, but we should not take too long. The animals do not have that luxury. They need us to change fast. And now is the best of times. So let's go to our practice of the day. I know I talk a lot about this presentation, but I am very passionate about it. I believe it's possibly the most important subject in the whole wide world today, to bring about peace in this world, not only between humans and the animals, but also humans and the humans. I believe if one is compassionate to the animal people, one will be compassionate to the human people as well. There will not be any possibility of wars or misunderstandings. And one would really care. When one cares about all the animals, one will also care about humans suffering. It's automatic. It would be very strange to really have strong feelings of wishing well to animals, but not to humans. Because, humans are also an animal, so it's a species. So if we say that we love all animals, then we should also love all humans. True love that comes from the heart, that wishes well, that never harms, that is kind and compassionate to all beings. So that's why I'm so passionate about this lifestyle. I wish peace in this world to all beings. I wish for the end of wars. I wish for the people, all the people, to open their hearts to all beings, to see that what we do is very wrong to the animals. Each one of us should reflect on that, especially from an indirect way, because most of us will not hurt any being, be it humans or animals directly, but indirectly, that is actually everyday things, especially with animal people. Because when we partake in a meal containing meat or dairy or cheese or fish or eggs or honey or butter or ghee, we or insects nowadays, my God, we participate in in a terrible thing, and we do not realize it. When we eat an hamburger, we enjoy it, so to speak, because we do not think about the suffering behind it. When we drink milk or cheese, we believe it's the best thing in the world, maybe, not realizing the incredible abuse and torture and suffering that happens behind the scene. And that's a big issue. We should be aware of it. Through awareness, we can change. We are compelled to change, even automatically. Like some people, after watching documentaries, they go vegan overnight. They binge watch some documentaries and then that's it. They will never consume milk, cheese, meat, eggs or dairy, honey, ever in their life. Because it really impacts them. They understand, they see the truth. They cannot unhide it now. Their heart has been opened, and then that's it. If one has somehow maybe starts to have some doubts, then one should again look at some documentaries to reinforce why went vegan in the first place. It's very important. So let's all watch some documentaries. Every day I provide some links to some documentaries or something great to watch. I would highly recommend to watch those documentaries or interviews or whatever I offer, or anything else that you think is good to watch. And yeah, this can influence us by a lot, because we can change. We are not cool people. We are kind-hearted people, but we somehow we like violence becomes normalized in this society. It becomes very so-called natural that we cause violence to beings, but it is not natural. And we should stop both direct and indirect violence. And yeah, best way is to go plant-based, vegan, even better. So yeah, so let's start our practice. So as always, we start with daily prayer. Just for today, I will not worry. Just for today, I will not be angry. Just for today, I will do my work honestly. Just for today, I will show gratitude for my many blessings. Just for today, I will be kind to all living beings. May today be a joyful, peaceful, blissful, and magical day. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May all the beings in all the worlds be happy and free, and may our thoughts, words, and deeds contribute in some way to that happiness and freedom for all. Om Shanti, Shanti Shanti. Om peace to all of nature, peace to all beings, to all the animal people, to all the humans, and finally peace to our own self, to our own mind. Om. So let's go now to the gratitude practice. Just a couple of minutes of being grateful to anyone, anything that surrounds our lives, all those who created those laptops. It's quite amazing technology. All those that weaved, all those clothes, all the food, all the farmers who gathered food and cultivated them with love and attention, to our parents who raised us and had so many sleepless nights because of us, to all our teachers who try to teach us something positive, something useful for us to learn in all subjects and in the spiritual domain too. Um, yeah, to our wonderful bed, having a warm place to sleep is wonderful. To have a house around on top of our heads, some do not have that luxury. So we are grateful to everything, also to ourselves, to have to this body, wonderful body that we have. It's a wonderful gift from nature, um, from yeah, if one believes in God, so it's a gift from God, like the Lord dwells in our hearts. um, and yeah, thank you to also our own soul awareness and everything, to our emotions, to our beings, to our habits, to our hobbies. So much to be grateful for. So let's do that for a couple of minutes. Starting now. Okay, so that was the prayer and gratitude. And then now we do a little bit of physical exercise. As always, same sequence as every single day. It's very simple, but quite effective and useful. So let's start. So first we start with the Sophie roll. So we bring your chest forward. We make circles. We inhale forward. Exhale back. Other way. Come back to center. So inhale. Exhale. Come back to center. Inhale. Exhale down to one side. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, turn a bit more. Inhale, center. Exhale, the other side. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, turn a bit more. Come back to center. Now one hand on the mat. Then inhale and bend to the side. Stay here for a couple of breaths. The other side. Come back to center. Hands on the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale back. The other way. Just relax. Now elevate the shoulders and then like tense them and let them go. Do it a couple of times. Okay. Now make some magic with your fingers and wrists. Open, close rapidly, and let go. And now do the same with the legs. So extend the legs and just stretch them. Grab one of the knees and turn to that side gently. The other knee. Now put your hand and your legs in a diamond shape in front of you. Just a little bit forward, so not close to you. Just very slowly bend forward. Do not push. It's just a very passive position. And slowly come back. So, okay, so that was the physical exercise. Let's do now the relaxation. So the 61 points as every day. So Shavyatra or corpse journey. which again is 61 points that we focus upon, and it's like a systematic body scan basically. And we'll do it once together and once on our own. So first we start with the body scan, and then we move to the 61 points. So close your eyes. You can do it lying down also. So start with taking a couple of deep breaths. Now relax your feet, your legs, relax your hips, abdomen and chest. Relax your lower back, middle back, upper back. Relax your arms and your hands. Relax your fingers. Relax your shoulders, shoulder blades. Relax your throat, your neck, back of the head, top of the head, forehead. Relax your eyebrows and eyes, ears. Relax your nose and nostrils. Relax your mouth and your tongue. Relax your chin and jaw. Relax your entire body. Now let's start the 61 points. So bring your entire awareness, entire focus on the space between the eyebrows. Then move it to the pit of the throat, right shoulder, right elbow, right knee, right wrist, sorry. Tip of the right thumb, tip of the index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and little finger. Back to the right wrist, right elbow, right shoulder, pit of the throat, left shoulder, left elbow, left wrist, tip of the left thumb, tip of the index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and little finger. Back to the left wrist, left elbow, left shoulder, pit of the throat, the center of the chest, the right chest, center of the chest, the left chest, center of the chest, the navel, our abdomen, right hip joint, right knee, right ankle, tip of the right big toe, tip of the second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and fifth toe. Back to the right ankle, right knee, right hip joint, lower abdomen, left hip joint, left knee, left ankle, tip of the left big toe, tip of the second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and fifth toe. Back to the left ankle, left knee, left hip joint, lower abdomen, navel, the center of the chest, bit of the throat, and the space between the eyebrows. And just relax. And now let's do it, each one of us on our own, and only the 61 points. I start now. and slowly open your eyes. So that concludes our relaxation part and how we move to the pranayama. But okay, before doing that, let's take 5 minutes break. So let's move to our pranayama part. So we're going to do, like before, 3 main practices. One is controlled breath, where we breathe in. Well, 2 types. One is 1-1, one is 1-2. So 1-1 means we breathe in for X seconds and breathe out for X seconds, and the other is 1-2, meaning we breathe in for X seconds and breathe out for 2X seconds. And yet the most important is to have a good kind of breath awareness, breath quality. The breath needs to be silent as much as possible, no ujjayi. There should be no pauses between breaths, very smooth, also very smooth without hiccups. It should be diaphragmatic, so really we should breathe from the, basically the belly should come in and out, but not the chest, or very little. For this we need really to relax the entire body, especially the shoulders and the chest muscles and the belly muscles. Just let it be. And we need to breathe in from the nose, in and out from the nose, not from the mouth. As always, the nose is for breathing, the mouth is for eating and speaking and emergency breathing. That's the functions of both instruments. Okay, so we are going to do 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out. If that's too much for you, you do 3-3 or 2-2. And and try to be as following what we say about the quality of the breath, being aware of that, and making it very smooth and tranquil. Because if we calm the breath, we will also calm the mind, and that's what we want. The mind and the breath are interrelated. What affects one affects the other as well. So let's do that for a couple of minutes. And slowly open your eyes. So we're going to move now to the 1-2 practice, which means we breathe in for we will breathe in for 4 seconds and breathe out for 8 seconds. That may not be for everyone, so if that's too much, then do a 3-6 or 2-4. Yeah, so let's do that with the same quality of breath as before. And slowly open your eyes. So that concludes this practice. And let's move on to the next, which is Nadi Shodanam. We're going to do like before. So, like the last couple of days. So there are 3 types of practices, of specificities for Nadi Shodanam. Depending on the pattern of how we breathe. So we'll do all 3 of them. We'll do 1 round each time together and then 3 rounds on our own. So we will do, so we can either bend the um, million ring, then use the thumb and the ring finger to close the nostrils, or we can use the two fingers on the space between the eyebrows, and then same thing. Let's do this one this time. Before that, we always use this one, but now let's use the putting the fingers on the space between the eyebrows, and then the ring and the thumb to close. We did it yesterday also. So so the idea is to breathe from one nostril at a time in a specific pattern. So the first pattern is, imagine that we close the right, then exhale from left, inhale right, exhale left, inhale right, exhale left, inhale right, then exhale right, inhale left, exhale right, inhale left, exhale right, inhale left. That is the first pattern. It's like a circular motion. We do 6 inhalation, 6 exhalation in total. And so we try to make not too long. Each inhalation, exhalation maybe 4 seconds, no retention, no pauses. And diaphragmatic. And of course, one nostril will be closer than the other one, more close. That's normal. And if you feel dizzy, please stop. If you have any condition that maybe you don't feel like doing it, then don't do it. So let's start. So one round together, then we do 3 rounds on our own. So put your 2 fingers on the space between the eyebrows, then let's start. Then block the right nostril and first inhale, exhale, inhale to start, block right, exhale from left, block left, inhale from right, switch, exhale, switch, inhale, switch, exhale, switch, inhale, exhale from same, switch, inhale, switch, exhale, switch, inhale, switch, exhale, switch, inhale, and relax. That is one round of Nadi Shodhanam, and we are going to do each one of us like 3 rounds. Each time starting from the other nostrils. And between round you can take a couple of seconds rest. So let's do that. and slowly open your eyes. Know that when you do it, if you wish to incorporate this in your practice, you can do just 3 rounds in total, of any type that you wish, either one type, 1, 2, or 3. No need to do all 3 types, and 3 times each. So this is just for practice here now, to learn how to do all the 3 types. So let's do the second type. Second type is, so imagine we blow the right, then we exhale left, inhale left, switch, exhale right, inhale right, switch, exhale left, inhale left, switch, exhale, inhale, switch, exhale, inhale, switch, exhale, inhale. That's the pattern. Yeah, so let's do 1 round together. So inhale, exhale, inhale to start. Block right, exhale from left. Inhale left, switch, exhale, inhale, 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 and relax. So that's 1 round. So again, let's do 3 rounds, each on our own, in our own pace. Remember, each round starts with the other opposite nostrils, and we can take rest of a couple of seconds between each round. So let's start now. So slowly open your eyes. So now let's do the third type. So third type is if we block the right, then exhale left in the left, exhale left in the left, exhale left in the left, switch, exhale right in the left, right, exhale right in the right, exhale right in the right. So basically we focus almost entirely on each nostril. Yep, so let's do one round together. So inhale, exhale, inhale to start. Block right, exhale from left. Inhale left, exhale left, inhale left, exhale left, inhale left, switch, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and relax. And now let's do each one of us 3 rounds on our own. Yeah, starting now. And slowly open your eyes. So let's do our final practice of pranayama, which is Brahmari, or be humming. Just inhale and then close your mouth and make a sound. It's very healthy, very good for our health, and very calming. So you can choose your own tone, your own pace and speed. So let's do that for a couple of minutes. And relax. So let's pass to the next part of our practice, which is self-dialogue, as always. So self-dialogue is when we talk to ourselves in a positive, lovely, joyful, peaceful, blissful, and kind way. It is what it says. It's a self-dialogue, so we talk with ourselves in our mind, not out loud. It is a wonderful practice. It's very recommended to do before meditation. Doesn't need to go long, just a couple of minutes to calm the mind and to be able to let the steam out of the mind, basically. That's the idea. It's to let the mind talk, because the mind loves to talk. We all know that, so we need to let our mind talk. If he or she wants to talk, then let her talk. So that once meditation comes, then we can tell our mind, please, now we let you talk. Now it's time to remain silent. And then our mind will be more keen to remain silent. So it's like helping the meditation. So it's not replacing meditation, and it's not the main course, the main meal. It's just like a preliminary to the meditation, but an important one. And there are many ways to do it. So some of the ways are prayer. Prayers is a self-dialogue. So we can either have pre-made prayers or self-made, where we improvise a prayer ourselves every time. Both are good, both are fine. And next one is gratitude, a very important practice where we are grateful for everything and anything. It teaches us humility, humbleness, that we are not alone in this world, and that it expands our heart. It shows us how much we depend on other beings, also on the animals. Should be grateful for the animals as well, for being there, not for being our food. That's not correct gratefulness. But yeah, so gratefulness is a wonderful practice. It is said that it is the mother of all virtues. I would also include kindness in that category. For me, kindness and gratitude are both like mothers of all virtues. They have different purpose, but they are very complementary. We don't need any other precepts or commandments other than those two. And be grateful and be kind is enough to cover all of the other commandments, so-called commandments of all religions or spiritual practices. They all stem from those two, one could say. Because when we are kind, we are not violent. We are not stealing from anyone, because that's not kind. That would cause suffering. We try to tell the truth as much as possible. And yeah, we do not do anything that is not right, like not even taking drugs or alcohol, because we are kind to ourselves also. And those destroy our health, and so that's not kindness to ourselves. So we can see that kindness is really the main thing, and gratitude is a bit different. It teaches us humility and humbleness. Also kindness. So yeah, so those two are really wonderful virtues to develop and to reflect upon. What is kindness? What is gratefulness? I mean, we love to be around people who are also kind and grateful. That do not assume that we are there for them to do what they wish, and then they just like an object. So yeah, for example, even cashiers in supermarkets, we should be very grateful to them. It doesn't matter if they are slow or fast. For them, it's not easy. So we can always say thank you at the end. Never forget this thank you. Yeah, so gratefulness, one practice. Another one is affirmations. There are many affirmation that one can positive, of course, affirmations that one can repeat slowly and reflect upon. Then let one absorb those affirmations. And then there is the loving kindness meditation, or metta meditation, that is very well known in Buddhism. You can watch some videos if you search for metta with 2T's meditation, or loving kindness meditation. Then you will find many scripts, many videos about it, and then you can follow along. It's a wonderful practice to do and to learn how to do it. And it's not easy. So the idea is first to wish well to all beings, all living beings, not only humans. And then we focus on wishing well to all those that are close to us, all our close members or friends and family members, maybe community. And then second step, maybe first step is for me at least, is always to be for all living beings, to wish well. And then we start second step is more for like humans, those that are close to us, even our pets also. And then third step is those that are neutral to us, that we do not that neither good nor bad with us. It can even be like all animal people. It's also neutral in some sense. So wishing well to all those that are that we do not know, but we do not have positive or negative emotions towards them. And then the final step, maybe the most difficult, is to wish well even to those that are difficult to us, difficult relations. Maybe we meet, we don't feel very comfortable with them, but maybe we have to meet them for some reason. And maybe we scold, there's some scolding between one another, and some maybe memories, bad memories or whatever. So these are the difficult people. But we wish them well in any case. And truly from our hearts, it's not just mechanically wishing them well, it's really wishing them well to live in peacefully and calmly and without issue. So it's not necessary for mortal enemies. It could also be, but it's probably mostly for those that are difficult to us, with us, in our life. But we wish well. We never have any hatreds towards them, no resentment. We doesn't mean that we accept anything that they may say or do, but we don't feel resentments or angriness towards them. And yeah, this practice opens up our hearts to universal compassion, to be compassionate beyond our close circle, and to expand it. Because ultimately we are all one. There's no real separation. The separation between us is an illusion created by, in a way, by illusion itself, by each spiritual tradition has its own name for that illusion. So by illusion, one could say, it's kind of like a magic trick that makes us believe something that is not true. And this one thing is that we are separate from one another, and that's why we do so many bad things to one another, and especially to the animal people, because we believe that we are separate from them, not realizing that we are all one. Even the animal people are one with us. They also have their joy and their family and their personalities. They are just like a person, just they look different. Why should it matter? It's like, in the human realms, we buy a lot of clothes. We like to present ourselves in different ways. Also clothes, yes. So like in showcase our personality, what we maybe believe in, and how we behave also reflects in the clothes. And some would have also tattoos that reflects their personalities and their hairstyle. But all this is just exterior. So we are all humans after all. We are all human beings. Similarly with the animal people, their shape is just a costume, just wearing a costume. So it's like the soul wearing a costume, different costume. And the thing is, we do not recognize it. We believe they are just low animal, unworthy of our worth. Not realizing that it's just the same soul in different costume. Like we wear different costumes, just because we like to change costumes from time to time and to experience maybe different moods, because each costume has maybe some different moods. Maybe some are more meditative, some are more festive, for galas, etc. Similarly, animals also have their costume. Each costume has a different um, purpose, different showcase different things. And yeah, maybe the soul wish to experience or to experiment with a different costume, different way of being, of living, of seeing things, just for maybe learning purpose and maybe for fun. Um, yeah, the soul wants some adventure. Why did we come down from heaven to here? God only knows, but maybe it's to have some adventure, fun. Um, sometimes we go to different places to visit countries, just to visit, to have adventure, and then we go back home. Similarly, the soul maybe come from heaven to this world to learn and to help other people, other beings, and then once the mission is over, we return home. Um, so again, similarly, the animal people are is the divine. Each being is divine. Each animal is the divine self, herself or himself. Each animal is God, herself, himself. That's very important to understand, and not many people understand that, unfortunately. That all beings are divine, all beings are wonderful, all animal people are, are precious gems that we need to protect. As humans, we have this responsibility, this duty towards nature, towards the animals, towards humans too. So, yeah, so that's why we need to expand our consciousness, our mind, to include all beings, not only humans, and especially to see that what actions we take is not necessarily aligned with our values. Um, yeah, when we eat animal-based food, then we participate in violence, um, indirect violence. Could be even worse than direct violence, because indirect means somebody committed those crimes on our behalf, basically, and we are okay with it. That's what it is saying. So, and it's very easy to change. Just let's not do that. It's not that it is something that we cannot have any control on. We do have 100% control, and it's up to us to change, to become better humans, more enlightened humans, more kind, more compassionate toward all living beings. That's kind of why we are here, to learn about that lesson, that important lesson, that we are not superior to any animal in any way, just different. Difference is good, no? We love differences in this world. I mean, not all, but difference is good. All the countries, everyone has its cultures. As long as it is a compassionate culture, compassionate tradition, it's good. It's like different dances. Dances are wonderful traditions. Music, art, sculpture, all those are wonderful differences between our cultures. Like also what we eat, as long as it is not animal based, then it is good, the differences. Middle Eastern cuisine is quite different than Western cuisine, with hummus, tahini, falafel. Um, that's absolutely wonderful food, and many others, of course. So yes, so that is why we do this meta meditation, to expand our consciousness. And then we also have contemplation on higher truths, like like who am I? That's one of the main questions. Who am I? Trying to reflect on it, to ponder upon it. Who am I exactly? Um, yeah, who am I, and who are you? Um, Again, that comes back to understanding that we are all one and that we are all divine, and then we try to actually get to that point where we can know it through experience, even like either intellectual, but intellectual is not necessarily um, it's okay, but it's not the best. The best is to experience it deeply in meditation. um, that's why also we meditate. That's the idea of what is called self-realization. Maybe you've heard about this notion. What does it mean to be self-realized? It means one knows who one is, basically. That's almost all, but that's a very important thing. It's a crucial thing. And then to know the self, then one can advance to know who God is, who the Lord is. That basically the Lord is the ocean of all souls, ocean of all awareness, of consciousness. And we are but one drop of it. But it's not just one, it's not really but one drop, we are one drop of it. One drop of consciousness is kind of the same as the ocean itself. Maybe not in quantity, but in quality. Like when we take a drop out of the ocean, the drop has the same quality than the ocean, exactly the same. But of course, the quantity is different. So it is the same and it is not the same at the same time. But same qualities exist in the drop than in the ocean. Same molecules. So, and then we can merge back with the oceans when the time comes. Then we become one with the entire ocean. Then there's no difference, no separation anymore between us and the ocean. We become the ocean. And that is wonderful. That is kind of the goal of also spiritual practice. I mean, one can say there are several goals, but that is like the ultimate kind of mystical goal. To merge with the divine, to know who we are, self-realization, to know that all beings are divine, and to realize that deep down. That is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful goal. And for that, we need to start with loving all beings that we can care about, and that starts with the animal people, with ourselves. And yeah, and that starts with knowing that what we consume has a direct impact on our well-being, also our spiritual practice. Because if we want to become one with all beings, if we want to become self-realized or God-realized, then we need to realize that we cannot hurt any being in any shape or form, because that would go contrary to what our goal is. So it will take us to the opposite end. So we might want to go one place, but there's in the other place that drags us, don't let us advance. It's like being stuck in a glue. Our feet in a glue on the ground, and we cannot just move, or very, very slowly. Similarly, hurting any animal directly or indirectly, or humans for that matter, of course, is a very, very strong glue that prevents us from advancing on the spiritual path. So being vegan is not it is for helping all beings, seeing that all beings are one, but it also helps us to advance spiritually. So it's not possible to advance spiritually if one hurts other beings. That's just not possible. But yeah, unfortunately, in this world, many religious practices are not very kind. They are actually quite horrendous. And also, the religious practices are not necessarily vegan. Maybe they are try to minimize the pain of the animals, but it's not enough. Like killing them in a so-called minimal pain. Okay, maybe. But there's no reason to kill them in the first place. And no animal just goes to the altar and willingly and happily and smiling. Every animal fears death. No one wants to die, humans or animals. And all beings tremble before death. So we are all afraid of it because we don't really know what's going to happen. And we value life. Life is wonderful. Life is beautiful. It's a beautiful life if we know how to live, like the art of living. Life can be so beautiful, but one of the most important things that makes life beautiful is how we treat other beings in this world, and how we treat the beautiful animal people especially, because for now we don't treat them very well in this world. To say mildly, and that creates a gigantic ripple of negativity, and that's why there are so many issues in this world. It all comes down from that, from how we treat the animal people, how we treat nature, mostly for greed, for money, for business, out of ignorance of what one does. So we need to educate ourselves. We need to educate people in a kind and compassionate way, of course, that what we do is not right. And it's very easy to change, extremely easy to change. It just, it's clicks in one's heart. Suddenly, oh, I need to change. Very easy. From one day to the next, from one moment to the next. One can go vegan in one instant. It's just a choice away. It's a decision away, basically. But it's very hard to make this choice for so many reasons. Because of our habits, we are afraid of what people will think about us, maybe. Social pressure, what will we eat, maybe. Maybe we have questions about health. But it's very easy nowadays to get the answers to all those questions from documentaries, and from going to real doctors, I would say, real lifestyle medical doctors who are doctors who want to help people in a true sense, who prevent issues, not just to give pills and then let them off. So those are for me true doctors who understand the importance of holistic approach, especially of food. How food is crucial in most sicknesses, most diseases. It plays a role, even in those that it may not be fully related. Even their food can help to a lot to alleviate pain and to make recovery like 10 times faster. Unfortunately, doctors do not understand that. Most doctors not even believe in it because they do not have any nutrition course in medical school, and even if they had, it would probably not be given by vegans, so it will be skewed towards incorrectly. But yeah, one can watch nowadays wonderful doctors like well, there are many of them. One can read the China study in Amazon, or can buy this book. And that was one of the biggest study, nutrition study of all time, and that proved how unhealthy is animal-based food. It's a wonderful story. You can read that book. I would already encourage everyone to read that book. Yeah, the China study. And you can also watch Forks Over Knives. It also talks about that book, and it also showcased all the medical doctors that were involved in that study, and also other doctors, other true lifestyle doctors who understand the importance of nutrition and who heal people through nutrition. That's the best way to heal. I'm not saying there is no place for pills. Sometimes pills are necessary, may be necessary, and it's not only, of course, nutrition, also right sleep, right exercise, but mostly nutrition is number one of the most important. And yeah, so not taking drugs, not taking alcohol, not smoking. All this helps like 1,000% to heal people. And yeah, it would be strange if like one had lungs cancer, and because one was smoking all one's life, and the doctor saying no, you can continue to smoke, it's okay, don't worry, and it has nothing to do with smoking, and nothing you can do, it's genetic. No, a real doctor would say stop smoking on the spot, like very firm, no smoking, please. Same thing with animal-based food, other diseases. One should say, stop all animal-based food. That's what actually happened with some real doctors. Again, you can watch Forks Over Knives. It's wonderful documentary and very scientific. So it's not just imagination or wishful thinking. It's real doctors who are not vegans before and who switched to a vegan lifestyle or plant-based, whole food plant-based diet through experiences, for experiments, through their studies. Now, yep, so I think today I talked a little bit more than even usual. So I didn't even come to the next part, which is self-dialogue, which is self-counseling, where we counsel ourselves in positive ways. And like we try to find out what we want in life, what is our aspirations, what is our goals in life, how we want to achieve those. Of course, positive goals can be in any subject. but especially in our aspirations in life, what we want to aspire to. I think we all aspire to something. No one is without some aspirations. Sometimes we forget those aspirations, so it's good to do self-dialogue in order to remind ourselves of those aspirations. Like, why do we meditate at all? Why do we do that? Why are we vegans? Why are we kind and compassionate to beings? Why do we practice spirituality or any religion? Or why do we pray every day? It's not just we should try to be not just doing mechanically, but really understand what is the purpose of it. Why do we do it all? It's a wonderful question to ask. It's very powerful also. And because when we know what we want, then it has more chances of happening. And one of the greatest thing to wish for is to expand our hearts and from a kindness and compassion point of view. To be vegan, that's one of the best way, honestly. I don't think there's anything that comes even close to it, because it includes so many things. It brings true peace to our own heart and to other hearts. And what can be greater than that? It's a path unto itself. One could say it's a spiritual path to be vegan. Of course, there are other practices, but this is like the base, the foundation of it all. Then we can build upon it on different things. But first thing is to stop hurting innocent beings, and to be especially mindful of that, to recognize that maybe we have done it, but we have not thought about it. I mean, I didn't think about it until I was 18. I unfortunately ate everything and anything until I was 18, because that's how I was brought up. There was not a single mention of that I remember of, just maybe one when I was like in high school. There was, I believe, one of my teammates was vegetarian. He was Indian. I think he told me once he didn't eat animals or something like that, but he didn't really explain why. And I think that's a pity. I would have liked to know that at that time. But apart from, I think, that single instance, I never ever heard about even the word vegetarians, even vegan. What to speak of vegans? I think I never heard for 18 years of my life or more, actually, the word vegan, or even vegetarian again. But then at 18, I switched to a lacto-vegetarian diet, so no meat, fish, or eggs. But again, I did not hear about vegans at all. And then a couple of years later, then I switched to a vegan lifestyle, never to look back. So so the thing is, it's all about also knowledge, education, and social info, family dynamics. Most families in the world are not vegans or even vegetarians. So when one is born in such family, then one may never heard it, neither vegetarian nor vegans, except for some rare souls who are really, maybe they have been vegans or vegetarians in past lives, and then they carry this over very, very strongly. But even then, it's like every time that we come back to this world, then we are kind of new, and we are very much influenced by our surroundings, and it affects us. So that's why it's a blessing to hear about it. Doesn't matter if we are young or old. As soon as we hear about it, we should act upon it. we should reflect upon it, and we should ask ourselves, is that true? And then watch documentaries, and if it makes sense to us, then just switch. No dramas, just very easy. Substitute some of the meat food with plant-based meat. So many, even plant-based cheese, plant-based milk, plant-based butter. You can replace ghee, you can replace all the animal-based food. The only exception, of course, is for babies. Babies, they require human's milk, of course. That's the one exception. I mean, it's not an exception because it's human's milk, not cow's milk or any other milk. Babies should not have plant-based milk, of course. They should have human's milk. That's their food. That's their sustenance from nature, and that is natural. So we should learn, as we said in the beginning, in the first part of this session, about learning from animals. Animals drinks only their species milk when they are babies, and when they've weaned out of milk, they do not drink milk anymore. It's over. They actually do what one should do. They behave like they should behave, like cows. I mean, many cows, elephants, they are bulls, they are vegans. Unfortunately, nowadays, even in the animal agriculture, it's terrible. They also give to the vegan animals, they also give meat and fish and whatnot. It's a completely upside down world. But in the nature, herbivores and frugivores are herbivores and frugivores. Yeah, all these sweet animals, rabbits, cows, pigs, horses, they are all vegans. Humans are also vegans by default, but we've strayed away from the path, one could say, and we've made a big mess of it all. And we are reaping the result of it. But it means it's an opportunity to change now. It's a very big opportunity, so whoever listens to this, if it talks to you, if it speaks to you, then please consider going vegan. Learn about it, watch documentaries, talk with vegan friends. Many have vegan friends or family members nowadays, so that's great. And reflect upon it. Okay, so now I really talked a lot. So let's do a 9 minutes self-dialogue where we are silent, and then we decide what we want to talk about with ourselves, and we talk. So let's start now. So, yeah, let's move on to the meditation part. So, in this meditation, we try to really not think about the thoughts or like watching the thoughts like clouds. And yes, we're going to watch the breath. So, the sensation of the breath in the nostrils, or the cold and hot air coming in and out, or the sensation on the lips, or the belly coming in and out. We can choose the kind of whatever the breath uh, makes, and then we can focus on one of those aspects. Usually, it's like the sensation of the breath around the nostrils, and the breath should be natural, so not controlled. Really, like we watch someone breathe from a distance, and we can think in when we inhale, out when we exhale, like in our mind. We can also count the breath, like 1 to 5, and then back to 1 for each inhalation, exhalation. And if we have thoughts that we cannot go away, then we can think a word like thinking. That would like take us out of the thoughts process and then bring us back to our object of concentration. And we try to not move at all as much as possible, if it's possible, unless we have pain or really something uncomfortable, then we can move. But otherwise, we should not move at all. Um, and yeah, basically that's it. So let's do that for 9 minutes, starting now. So that concludes the session for today. For today, we talked about the importance of learning lessons from animals. We can learn many, many lessons from them. They are not just mindless running bodies. They are very smart, very wise, in some aspect much wiser than we do, than we are. And yeah, we can learn a lot from them, from their social structure and how they behave, how they think. Yeah, we can incorporate things that they have into our lives, and the positive things, of course. To be more mindful, more present in the moment, not have resentments toward others, not having possessions, not gathering possessions like we do, like more the minimalism. So they are minimalists, one could say. So yeah, so that was that. I hope it was useful and interesting. So I wish you a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day with the best of wishes. Let's end with the mantra. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all the beings in all the worlds be happy and free. And may our thoughts, words, and deeds contribute in some way to that happiness and freedom for all. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om peace to all living beings, to all the animal people, to all humans. Peace to all of nature, and peace to our own self, our own mind. Thank you. Bye bye.